What's good? What's good? We're back. Triple P, Paul Pickett podcast. We got my co-star today, my puppy Gia. I guess she's gonna join in. And of course, we got the new litter apparel. Check us out. We got the face mask and all. New litter apparel. Check us out, newlitter.com. Hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit that follow on Twitter, Facebook, wherever else you're on. Hit that like. My name is Paul Pickett. This is the Paul Pickett Podcast, Triple P. We talk nothing but NBA and NFL. Took a little week off, but I'm back. Got my Coca-Cola. I don't drink coffee, so I drink my Coca-Cola in a coffee cup. That's my morning cup of, Joe, as they would say. All right, we're gonna get into some NFL first. Let's go over a couple of these little headlines and just give you my opinion on it. We got Deshaun Jackson to the Rams. I don't know, like the Rams. I mean, yeah, they made some moves. They got Stafford now. They've upgraded. On the quarterback. I don't know Deshaun Jackson's going to help too much. He's always hurt. He's injured a lot. We got Galladay 4 years, 72 million to the Giants. Giants have made some moves. I don't know that anybody in the NFC least has really got significantly a lot better. Giants need Saquon Barkley back. They need to see what that quarterback really could be. And I feel like they overpaid for a receiver that they're not really gonna get over the hump. They're not gonna win a Super Bowl. 4 years, 72 million to a receiver. What else we got? We got Mitchell Trubisky to the Bills in 1 year. Mitchell Trubisky had the option to go to the Denver Broncos and be a starter, but he didn't. He chose to go to the Bills. Broncos are a mess, anyways. They get Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, it's not really doesn't move the needle, and he actually goes and becomes a backup on a winning team for a year, and maybe could get a starter position next year. We got Emmanuel Sanders 1 year to the Washington football team. Apparently, they're going to stay with that name, the Washington football team, which is crazy. I mean, I don't get it, but oh wow. Jacoby Brissett to the Dolphins, 1 year, 5 million. Um, I mean, it doesn't really move the needle for me. Juju back to the Steelers. Um, his options were the Ravens and the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of receivers ain't really going to the Ravens because the Ravens are run first, run first, run first, team, and their quarterback Lamar Jackson, even though he's explosive on the run and whatnot, he's yet to prove himself as a passer. We got Tyrod Taylor to Houston. Um, I mean, because we don't know what's going to happen to Deshaun Watson, which I'm about to get into in a minute. And we got Dalton to the Bears. I mean, like, whoopie doo. 1985, all I knew was the Bears. The Bears, 85 Bears. That's all I knew. 1985. 6 years old, little 6-year-old kid riding a little Papa Smurf three wheelers, wearing Dukes of Hazzard t-shirts with a messed up cut. With the 70s, cut that was terrible. But that's all I knew was the Bears. And I'm 42 now. About to be 42 this Friday. And one thing I've noticed about the Bears is they've never had a legit quarterback. I mean, they got Donovan McNabb late in his career. And he's probably the best quarterback they ever had wear a Bears jersey. But he was past his prime, Like, they've never had a legit legit quarterback at the Bears since I've been living, man. I mean, I'm probably gonna die and they'll never have a legit quarterback at the Bears. Fitzpatrick to the Washington football team, as they call themselves, the Washington football team. Yeah, it doesn't move the needle for me. AJ Green to the Cardinals. I mean, what AJ Green are we talking about here? Like, is it going to be a healthy, 3 years ago, AJ Green? Or last 2 years, and excuse me for that burp. Um, Deshaun Watson. I mean, I think he's up to like 20 something lawsuits, man. I'm going to put down the paper on this one. I got to talk on this one for a second. Let me get a sip of my Coca Cola. Hit that subscribe button in the right hand corner if you're on YouTube. Don't forget, check us out, the audio version on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Slacker, iHeartRadio, and you can Google Paul Pickett Podcast. Also, it's going to be on Facebook, Instagram TV, and a lot of other platforms. Deshaun Watson, man, like, I don't know that I believe all this, man. Like, not, let me rephrase that. I don't believe all these women. I don't think I believe any of these women. Because it's always a pattern of like, nobody ever comes out once it happens. It's always got to be, oh, to the first strong woman comes out. The first one that's strong enough to come out and speak up on it gives the rest strength. I mean, so damn. So it's always just a bunch of just weak minded women that are being targeted for these things. No, man. Like, get out of here with that. It always just be one chick comes out and then everybody wants to start coming out. So like the first one might like this is how I look at it. Even if the first one what was telling the truth, normally like about half of these majority of these aren't. They're just telling lies to try to get rich off of a guy who has a $170 million contract, or I'm not mistaken, $160 million contract. Like this wouldn't be happening if it was a regular Joe, that worked a regular 9 to 5. It won't be 21 women coming out trying to sue him. And none of these women are filing criminal charges. They're all trying to sue, get rich. I don't believe, I don't know that I believe any one of these, man. I believe most of these are probably just escorts trying to say now that it wasn't consensual. You know, that's my take on it. It's escorts trying to say it wasn't consensual, because all of this is supposed to be like massages with happy endings. Like he wanted happy endings or tried to make them give him a happy ending. Like if anything I know about the massage world, there's a lot of happy endings going on in massage worlds. You know, a lot of happy endings going on in massage worlds. It's been going on since before America. Escorting, things of that nature have been going on before America was even thought of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, people, been escorting since the beginning of time. You could call it hookering, whatever you want to call it, prostitution, escorting. It's been going on since the beginning of time, man. And, if an escort gets paid and it wants to scream sexual assault, man. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't get to work that way. So, I might take slack for what I'm saying on this one if anybody's watching, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't believe none of it. I believe it's all bogus. I believe it's a lot of people trying to get rich. That's all I believe. And it's just very convenient of the timing. Like he wants out. Houston says we're not going to trade him. It's very convenient of the timing. But let me get to the NBA now. We got PJ Tucker to the Bucks. It seems like the Bucks are going in all in on defense to win. They're going in on all in on defense to win. I mean, because PJ Tucker doesn't move the needle on the offensive end, but he moves the needle on the defensive end. I mean, now you got a defense of PJ Tucker, Giannis, Middleton. and Drew Holiday and Brooke Lopez out there, that's gonna be tough to score on, man. That's gonna be very tough to score on. You know, for the Bucks, I think it really fits their culture because he's a he's a 3 and D guy. He's a 3 and D guy. We got a reason to the Heat. Um, along with actually they got my man Victor Oladipo. So Victor Oladipo and Ariza went to the Heat. Um, I think that makes up for what they lost in Jay Crowder and Derek Jones. Like that, because Trevor Ariza is he's not athletic as Derek Jones Jr., but he's long and thin like him. And Victor Oladipo, not that he totally replaces what Crowder did, but he can on the scoring end and play defense hard. Um, I want to talk about the Atlanta Hawks. They're like 12-4. The Atlanta Hawks are what I thought they should have been at the beginning of the season when they made all those moves. I mean, when they got Bogdanovich and they got Gallinari and they got Rondo and Chris Dunn, like I felt like this is what they should be, fourth or fifth seed in the East with everything else they got. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Trey Young, um, and my man, Clint Capella. I couldn't think of his name, Clint Capella. And Kevin Herter. I mean, they got a nice amount of good names in there. You know what I'm saying? Nice amount of good names. So they should. I felt like they should have been easily in the playoffs this year, and they switched the coach, and now it seems like Atlanta is what they should have been or what they were supposed to be because they wasn't that before they switched the coach, and now they got Nate McMillan in there. I mean, they're like the fourth or fifth seed. Boston, on the other hand, they're plummeting. I mean, Boston has got two All Stars. Atlanta has zero All Stars, zero All Stars on their team this year. Even though Trey Young is probably an All Star, he should have been. Based on the numbers, they got zero All Stars this year, and they're way better than the Boston Celtics right now. Boston is just plummeting. I don't know what to say. They got Evan Fournier. I would think that would help them out. That would move the needle back up. You got then we got the team Raptors. They need to rebuild. I don't know why they didn't move on from Kyle Lowry. I guess they're gonna wait to the offseason because it's time to move off from all their old heads and just go with Siakam and Anobi and Fred Van Fleet for the future and build around them. Um, Skip Bayless, 4 year, 32 million. I mean, Skip Bayless invented debate, sports debate. He's the godfather of sports debate. But like, I don't know, like, is Skip just because you're the godfather of something, are you entitled to just say whatever you want to? Like, just any old nonsense. Like Skip speaks just blatant nonsense on live television. I mean, just lies after lies after lies, blatant nonsense, bogus statement after bogus statement. I mean, it's just some of the things he says. I mean, anybody else would have been fired just speaking that unintelligently about basketball. I mean, he might be the godfather of sports debate, but he's not the godfather of speaking about basketball intelligently. I would say that's Stephen A. Smith. Um, LaMelo Ball out for the rest of the season. Oh, man, hold on. What was that coach that was talking about? Like Paul Silas or Steven Silas? I mean, I feel like he feels right now. The Houston Rockets plummeting. Like that's how I feel about LaMelo Ball out. That's how I feel. Let me get off it though, because I'll stay depressed. I'll stay depressed. LaMelo Ball's out because we were exciting. And even though we still might make the playoffs, we still balling out. We still might make the playoffs. He still might come back. Let me move on to Lonzo. Lonzo's been the Pelicans. I think made the right move on not moving off from Lonzo. I mean, literally won a game for him the other day with Zion out and Brandon Ingram out. So he that's good that he can actually win games without the top guys that in playing, and he's improving his shooting tremendously. He definitely could facilitate, run an offense. He plays defense hard. He's long. I mean, I seen the other day he scored a basket. And as soon as the dude got the ball, he was clamping him down. Like 2 feet from the basket. You know what I'm saying? As soon as dude got the ball, 2 feet from the basket, he's clamping him down already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they were smart by keeping Lonzo. Let's talk about Andre Drummond and Ben McLemore to the Lakers. Ben McLemore, he, he's basically a filling guy for LeBron right now while LeBron's hurt. So that was an okay move because he ain't gonna play playoff time. I don't think at all. Like playoff time, he probably won't get no PT. Um, Drummond, we need another big man. Gasol, all due respect to how Gasol feels right now, he's not playing too well. And, that's how it works in the work world. I mean, you can't do your job right. So we got to bring somebody in that can do a better job. You know, somebody who's more efficient at their job, and that's the thing. Gasol's just not really, he's not providing enough for us, not for what we expected out of him. But we're still going to need him playoff time. We're still going to need him, you know. So yeah, and then you got Griffith and Aldridge to the Nets. I think that was good timing for them because right now, like you got James Harden's about to be hurt, so they're gonna need as much as they can. We don't know when Kevin Durant's he's supposed to be coming back like next game, but we'll see. We don't know if Kyrie will take another vacation. James Harden's supposed to be out for like 10 games, I think it is. Or no, they're gonna reevaluate him in 10 games, so we'll see. We'll see about that. Don't forget hit that subscribe button in the right hand corner. Um, let's talk about Nuggets picked up Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets is looking very good right now. It's looking very good. I mean, I think they just need to unleash Michael Porter. They need to make Michael Porter like this second most taken in shots. Jamal Murray third most. Aaron Gordon, whoever fourth in line and whatnot, and so on, man. But I like the move, man. Aaron Gordon seems to fit in very well with the Nuggets. I like what I see from the Nuggets' chances. Um, they could be in the Western Conference Finals again this year, and they could actually get to the finals this year. Like they have all the pieces they need, all the pieces they need. They got a championship veteran big man on the bench, JaVale McGee. If they need some veteran experience to come in and back up Joker, I mean, they still got Will Barton. They got enough. They got enough. I'm still not convinced with the Jazz because I see Zion Williamson bully Rudy Gobert one week, and I see Embiid do it the next week. I'm not convinced. The Nets. I'm not convinced the Nets come out if they don't. They're not playing together like all the team healthy, like all their players. I'm not convinced. And the Sixers. I'm like, they didn't really make no major moves, but watch out. Watch out for the Sixers. I think this is between the Sixers and the Nets to come out the East. And also JJ Redick, he basically came out and was upset he got traded to Dallas, I guess, which sucks for Dallas because damn, you know, you don't want to play for us and we got Luca over here. And yeah, they said they were gonna try to get him to a team closer to Brooklyn, but at the same time, a team closer to Brooklyn has to want him. And I didn't hear about any teams that wanted him that were closer to Brooklyn. So, and why would Brooklyn want him? They got Joe Harris. You know, you don't need him. It's just he's not really producing a lot this year. So it is what it is. Once again, this is Triple P Paul Pickett podcast. Hit that subscribe button on that right hand corner on YouTube. Also, the audio version goes on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Slacker, TuneIn. You can Google Paul Pickett podcast. You see the name in the background. Um, Also, check out some of my websites, promopalace.biz, my promotional company. Check out indiecastle.net. Check out planetplaylist.com. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Paul P Podcast. I don't got an Instagram for the podcast, but you can follow my Instagrams at Promo Palace and Indie Castle Music. Facebook, Paul Pickett Podcast, Promo Palace LLC. Also, check out the apparel, newlitter.com, New Litter Apparel. You stand up, let you see the shirts. New Litter. We got the masks, New Litter Apparel. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. I'm your host, Paul Pickett Podcast. Want to thank y'all for tuning in. Check me out every Wednesday on YouTube, and the audio version hit Spotify. I want to thank y'all. Peace. Hit that subscribe, follow, like, all that good stuff, and I'm out. Peace.